Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far, or night, whatever it is that you're doing. If you clicked on this video, it's because you want to learn some tips on how to apply your wing liner like a pro. You want to be able to do your wing like this and be done with it and be happy with it. So I thought in today's video I would share with you guys some tips. I will also be talking about some of the different formulas, you know, if you're trying to go for more of a low-key natural wing, what to use. If you're trying to go for a very, very dramatic kind of wing, like what kind of formula to use as well. So yeah, before we jump into the video, don't forget to click that subscribe button right here if you want to be part of my little gang. I appreciate you guys so much, and I really love the fact that I have, you know, those of you who support me, support my channel, and who just fuck with me, you know. I really love that. So don't forget to do that if you want to. Alright guys, so as you guys can see, I don't have anything on my face just because I want to focus just on wing liner. Like, that's all I want to focus on. If you're just starting to get into makeup, I feel like wing liner can be a very scary thing to go into, or when you just first think about it, you're kind of like, I don't know, like, I'm not good at it. So I thought I would help you guys out. I feel like even when I first started doing makeup, I don't think I was like the most horrible wing liner type of person, but I know a lot of people out there struggle with it and would probably take something out of this video. I'm gonna first talk about different formulas, because if you've been looking for a liquid liner or something, you know that there's two different formulas. So we have a liquid liner, which is like this one. This one's by Wet n Wild. This is what it looks like. I have to be honest, I don't really like the applicator that comes with it. It's just like a little felt tip, but it's not flexible or anything, and I feel like the tip is not as pointy as I want it to be, so it's not as precise, but it's definitely very pigmented, as you guys can see. And this is a waterproof formula, so it lasts a really long time. The only thing I would say is I don't love the applicator, and I feel like because of the applicator sometimes I don't use this. And then the other one that I have is by Bobbi Brown. This is a gel eyeliner. This I've had for a hot minute, and it's basically like a pomade. So if you're familiar with anything that, you know, for the brows, that is kind of like a gel formula that lasts a really long time, this is kind of the same thing. It just comes in a little pot. There's a lot of them in the drugstore. Before, when I first started doing makeup, I remember I used to use the Maybelline one. I think it's the Eye Studio gel eyeliner, and it's a really good eyeliner. This one's one of my favorites in terms of the like application. However, it doesn't last as long. Like, it's not as long wearing as I would like it to be, and I feel like sometimes it can transfer. Like, it can be too creamy. So yeah, this is not my favorite, but I like it because I can be a little bit more precise with it and whatnot. Now, I have a couple of different brushes that I use, especially with that gel liner. There's different brushes that you want to use, and every little brush that I'm going to show you has kind of like a different purpose. I feel like it also has a lot to do with what kind of brush you're using and the outcome of your wing. I have this brush, which, as you guys can see, is very thin, and I love this to be really precise on the lash line. This, I use it mainly if I'm just lining the lash line. If I'm not winging anything out or anything, I'll usually use this. I've used it also to wing it out, and it works really great, but I only use it to kind of shape where I want the wing, and then I'll fill in with a different brush. This, I feel like, is just perfect because it's very thin. You can be very precise with it, and it just works. It just works. Next, I have this one, which this one is like an angled brush. I'm sure you guys have heard that wing liner is the best when using an angled brush. I definitely believe in that, because it just, with this one you can also create kind of like the shape of the wing, kind of like flick it out, but you can also bring it in. I will show you guys in a tutorial in a little bit how to use every little brush, but I really like this, and it's very easy to create that wing shape. It's a little bit thicker, so I don't love it to kind of like fill in like the lash line, but you can still do that if you're going for more of a thicker kind of wing. I have this other brush, which this one I don't even remember. I think this one came with either a L'Oreal like pot like this wing liner or a Maybelline one. And this, You can also use this. This is not my favorite because I feel like the shape is just kind of random and kind of weird. But I also use this sometimes to kind of like fill in or whatever. Like I said, there's like different brushes and every brush has like its purpose, and I feel like this one works great to just fill in the wing and whatnot. And this is another like angled brush. This one is a little bit thicker. Same thing, same purpose. You can definitely create the wing shape and you can fill it in with this one. It just kind of depends. So I think today I'm gonna go in with the pods on this side and the other one on the other eye, just so I can show you guys the difference and some of the tips that I have for different formulas, because different formulas make a huge difference. So I'm gonna first use this Bobbi Brown gel eyeliner, and I'm gonna start with this little brush. I'm gonna start taking some of the product, and the way that I like to use gel formula liners is I like to take some on the brush and then go on the lid and just kind of take off the excess product. Work with a little bit at a time, like that. I'm sorry that you guys can see all my imperfections. I'm so sorry. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking this brush and I'm going to place it in this kind of angle. What I'm going to be doing first is basically stamping this along the lash line in such a way. When creating a wing liner, especially if you want more of a sleek, not so thick, obviously everybody's going to have different eye shapes and whatnot, but for the most part, everybody wants more of a thinner line to begin with. As you guys can see, there my lash line is lined, and even though it's there, it's very like thin. You want to start off thin, especially with eyeliner, because when you are going from one eye to the other, this eye might come a little bit thicker. So, you know, beginning with a thin line, you can then build it up. But if you start very thick, then it's very hard to go back. So, I like to start thin in such a way. As you guys can see, I left it right where the lashes finish, right where I have the end of my eye. That's where I stopped. I didn't want to drag it anymore. I'm gonna go back into the gel liner right here. I'm gonna take a little bit more product back to my lid, and I'm gonna take off some of the excess. So as you guys can see, my eyebrow ends right here, meaning I'm probably gonna put my wing in a way like this. Most of the time you want to go with where your eyebrow ends. You don't have to do that. Everybody, like I said, has different preferences, so it's all about trying it out, seeing how it goes, if you like it, if not, that type of thing. But I personally like to just go in with where my brow ends, which is right here. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking the brush and I'm going to be placing it kind of like where my eye ends. And very lightly, just take it, apply some pressure, and then just kind of flick it. Look at the flick of that wrist. Look at the flick of that wrist. See, I created that wing, or just kind of like the outside part of the wing. I just very lightly created that line. And you can create this line as long as short, depending on what kind of wing you're going for. So that was using this little brush. I feel like with this brush I was able to be really precise. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to connect the two, and you want to create that kind of in a triangle form shape. So I'm going to take it from here and I'm just going to go in. Just like that. Not finished yet, so I'm going to move on to the next brush, which is going to help me fill in this area right here. Using this brush, which I told you guys, it's kind of a random shape, but it works great to fill in any area of the liner. I don't need a lot of product, very little you need with this. I'm gonna start filling in this entire area. So now that it's nice and filled in, I am gonna go back to this brush and just kind of make this a little bit more sharp, a little bit more cleaned. Now that it's all nice and filled in, as you can see, I have the wing done. I'm basically just doing the finishing touches. This is one eye done. I love how it looks. Alright, now let's try out the waterproof formula eyeliner, liquid formula eyeliner, sorry. This by Wet n Wild, as I said, and I do like this formula, I just don't like the applicator. So with this one, how I'm gonna start is basically the same way. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna stamp it across the lash line. Sorry if I'm not talking, I have to be like super focused for this, especially with this little thing. I just, it's not my fave. Now that I've done that on the lash line, I'm gonna create the wing. So I don't have a lot of product. I didn't dip back into it, also because it picks up a lot of the product onto this little applicator. So you really don't need to go back into it. I'm gonna focus on doing that shape again with going up in my eyebrow. And I'm just gonna apply some pressure down here and then just flick it. Just like that. And now that I have kind of like the line, I know where the wing is gonna be at, you know, type of thing. I can decide whether I want it to be a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. That just depends on your mood. That same thing, I haven't dipped back into it. I'm gonna create the triangle shape. So I'm just gonna go ahead and connect it. Just like that. It doesn't look filled in or anything because it's not filled in, so that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of the product and I'm gonna start filling in. Once I fill it in, I start kind of perfecting the wing, so making sure that the line is very nice and sharp, very nice and clean. And also making sure that both of them kind of match in some way. One tip that I have for you guys is this. This is just a little wipe that I recommend using if you need it. For me personally, I'm gonna use it, clean up the edges out here. Take it on my finger like this, and I'm going to go in from the edge. Just kind of clean up and make it as sharp as a knife. You know what I mean? Like, you want it to be super sharp, super clean. Alrighty guys, so those are both wings done. You guys can see that this one is slightly thicker, I think. But other than that, I think they are both very similar. They're good wings. Yeah, it just depends on what you're going for. Definitely a liquid liner if you're starting off. I wouldn't recommend this one because of the applicator, but there's one by Maybelline. They have a liquid eyeliner that has like a brush. Definitely try that one. It's a little bit more flexible and you can work with it a little bit better. So yeah guys, I think that's it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this quick little video on wing liner. I hope that it helped you guys a little bit. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one, alright? Bye!